Europe's IT sector can't seem to get off the ground. Galileo, the continent's own satellite navigation system, was scheduled for launch in 2008, but to date, no satellite has gone into orbit. American multinational Google is the market leader for internet searches. Europe's alternative search engine, Quero, never made it online. And Nokia, Europe's only major phone manufacturer, just sold off its mobile phone unit to Microsoft for some 5 billion euros. Nearly all global IT and software firms are based in the US, and Asia dominates the market when it comes to producing the hardware. Europe is trailing behind its international competition. The EU Commission in Brussels is alarmed and has placed IT expansion at the top of its agenda.
Europe really needs a wake-up call, and the start of that wake-up call is a telecoms single market. So there is a lot of interconnecting issues here. It's not just about the broadband networks. But if you don't have the good networks and the very fast connections, then really what do you have to build on? So that's what we have to start changing.
European mobile phone users have to make do with a data transfer rate that's just half what it is in the US. Watching a video on a cell phone in Brussels can be a lesson in patience. The telecommunications sector is symptomatic of the problems the EU is facing. Europe is too fragmented. In the US, 5 big phone companies dominate the market, whereas Europe has more than 40 players. The EU has made eliminating this fragmentation one of its goals. In the future, Europe should have an integrated telecommunications market.
What the US has is 2 or 3 companies that really operate everywhere. So you buy a contract with one company and it's going to give you the same service everywhere you go. And it gives people a scale to compete globally, not just at home, either in their national or in the European market.
Just 5% of European households have a modern fiber optic internet connection. Lithuania and Sweden are at the forefront with over 20%. Each year, the number of fiber optic connections in Germany grows by some 200,000.
3 or 4 big companies in Europe competing with 3 or 4 in the US is the wrong way for Germany, which is organized into mid-sized companies. Here, the entire expansion of broadband is being driven by smaller regional companies.
When it comes to high-tech consumer goods and software for private customers, companies are sharing the global market. When it comes to industrial technology, Germany is a major player. German firms are developing IT for the factories of tomorrow. One day, intelligent machines will be able to order spare parts on their own, and cars should be able to drive themselves.
In 10 years' time, barely any workplace will look like it does today. Digitalization will have an unbelievable effect on not just the working world, but also the IT world, on safety regulations, on data protection, and on the amount of data which must be processed.
But before then, Europe has to get its IT strategy off the ground by expanding its networks and launching new initiatives.